This is the plaintiff, William. He says he and his girlfriend decided to rent an apartment together, gave the defendant a deposit, and he agreed to make some necessary repairs before they moved in. When he returned weeks later, the work wasn't done. There was a terrible smell in the place, and something just wasn't right. So he decided to pass on the place. The defendant refuses to return his money, and he's suing for the $300 he told him. This is the defendant, Alan Guo. He says he was working diligently on the apartment for the plaintiff, but the kid told him he found a cheaper place and wanted his deposit back. He's really angry with the plaintiff because he worked like a dog getting the place ready for him, and there's no way he's refunding a non-refundable deposit. He's accused of taking too long to make some repairs.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff and his girlfriend rented an apartment from the defendant, but there was a bad smell in the unit. They didn't want to move in, and the defendant won't return their money. The defendant says, dude just found a cheaper place. It's the case of PU.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
William,
Yes.
you've asked to be referred to only as William. William, you're suing Alan Woe for $300, a deposit that you gave him that he has refused to return to you, and you didn't take the apartment. Tell me what happened.
Basically, I saw that ad. Me and my girlfriend saw the ad on Craigslist on the 26th, and we saw the place, and we needed an apartment. I called him, and he said, yes, it's still available. He sent me an application to fill out. I sent it to him on the 27th, and he received it.
The 27th of what?
Of September, and then he received it on the 28th. On the 27th, he said that he didn't receive the application. It took him.
When did the $300 transfer?
On the 25th of October.
Oh, the day you saw it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
October. It started in September, and he said he needed to do repairs on the 25th was the first time we saw it.
25th of what? Stop using just numbers. You need to use months
September.
too. The 25th of September is the first time you see it. He tells you he needs to do repairs, and it'll be ready when?
He said by November.
But why was it advertised for rent if it needed a month and a half
That's
of work?
exactly what I'm saying. Like he was already sketchy from the beginning.
But why didn't you walk away?
We needed a place.
It wasn't that well, you know what? You might need a
Yeah.
place that's actually available,
Yeah.
right? So you didn't need that place. You must have liked that place. What happened?
I like the neighborhood, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we saw the ad on Craigslist of September 25th. We sent him the application on the 26th of September.
September.
And he received it September 28th, I believe.
Okay.
And he called me and he said, you could come see it. You know, we saw it in person.
Wait, you filled an application before seeing it?
No, after we signed it. We sent it to him, and then he gave me a date to go see it.
And then he said you can come and see the progress?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he said, the place is a little messy because I'm doing rearrangement. I'm fixing the place for you. We saw it. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, you do the fixing, and
So
then
up to this
come
point,
back.
you haven't paid a penny?
Yeah.
All right, and then what happens?
And then throughout the couple times, I saw the place again in October. I believe it was in the beginning of October. We saw the place. Again, foul smell. The carpet was lumpy.
I'm sorry, honey. If it has a foul smell and the carpet's lumpy, why 2 weeks later do you give him $300?
That's what he told me. He's like, give me a couple weeks to fix it.
Okay.
That's
but
exactly
then
what
when
he
did you
said.
give him $300 to
On
hold
the 25th
of what?
October.
Of October.
Yeah.
So after you smell it, it's foul smelling and lumpy and everything else you're talking about. After that is when you give $300 because you love the place.
No, in October he fixed it a little bit. Like he put ceramic, so it's starting to look progressed. I'm like, okay, this guy's keeping his word. You know, okay, I trust him. Then we looked at it. The carpet was still messed up, and then he said, you know what? Come back the next day. I promise I'll fix it for you. Me and my girlfriend discussed it, and she told me, she's like, I don't trust him. Just call him and tell him that you want the security back the next day.
Did you find a cheaper place?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that why you want your money back?
No,
So you were supposed to move in November 1st?
November 6th, he said.
November 6th, and you paid $300 towards
On the
moving
25th
in on the 25th of October?
Of October. And then I called him.
Most of the work was behind him at that point already?
Excessively, yeah. It's like he wasn't worried. He was just thinking, oh, this guy's just going to move in. I'm gonna keep procrastinating on the fixing, and then
I thought you told me that he had fixed it. I'm trying to figure out why you would ever if he fixed nothing, why a month later would you give him $300 when you didn't have to keep looking at the place, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you keep going, you keep looking, so there had to have been some progress.
Yeah, the ceramic, he did progress,
so
yes.
what was the problem? You found someone cheaper?
It wasn't cheap, no.
Okay, so what happened here?
He applied the apartment, I think, September 20. I have to,
when does he give you the money?
I think October maybe 9 or 8 give the money. Then October 17, he found another place. He tell me he don't want it.
Okay.
Okay.
And he tells you, I don't want the place, I found another place?
Probably cheaper, yeah. The reason.
Did he say it was cheaper or no?
It's cheaper. He told me it's cheaper.
I found a cheaper place.
Then he got change mind. He mentioned my apartment no good.
When did he start saying that it looked like you weren't going to finish?
Finished, he didn't mention. I tell him definitely finished end of November. Definitely.
When was he supposed to move in?
December 1st.
December 1st?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
I don't think. He said November 6th.
Yeah.
It could be December 1st.
It could be December 1st?
Yeah, because the reason need new windows. The windows.
Basically, I told them, you need to do it. If you finish the repairs, I'll move in.
Right, but then why
He
do you
said no.
feel that he did something wrong and has to return the security deposit? Or you don't feel he did something wrong? What is it? What is the reason?
I feel
you
like he
just
didn't-
feel like it should be refundable.
Yeah, because I didn't waste his time. It was the next day. I gave him the $300 on the 25th, and I called him the next day, the 26th.
What was the $300 for?
Basically to hold the apartment.
Okay, so
My
did he hold the
girlfriend-
apartment or did he rent it out from under you?
No, he said he held it for me.
Okay, so then
One
why
day.
do you think you deserve it back?
So this guy changes his mind within 24 hours after signing the deal and putting his security down. He says, look, I want my money back, no harm, no foul. Does he get his money back?
I don't think he should get his money back. You know, it's a last minute thing, so.
Well, it's a first minute thing. Does he get his money back?
Well, if it's uninhabitable, then I think
It's not uninhabitable. He just wants his money back.
no.
Worst is it has some kind of a smell to it. Right, Lysol fixes that.
I don't think he should get his money back. He signed a lease.
He did sign a lease. I think he's kind of screwed going inside the courtroom.
I deserve it back because he didn't want to do the repairs, and then he.
Well, who says he doesn't want to do the repairs? The guy was doing the repairs.
No.
Even according to your testimony, he had another week and a half. According to his testimony, he had another month, and you say maybe that he did have another month. So what are you talking about that he didn't want to do repairs? Were you coming up with new things you wanted done? If so,
Yes.
don't give him the... Right, yes?
The refrigerator he didn't want to take out. It
Right,
was
but
really-
he had never agreed to take out the refrigerator.
No, yeah, he said, oh well, I'll look into it.
Okay, well then what
That's
did he
what he
do
said.
wrong?
I mean, he's stealing basically. Like he.
How is he stealing?
said, yeah,
you
he's
gave it.
on the
You know
phone.
what happened? I think that you don't understand what a deposit is. You think that unless he
Yeah, but
tells
he
you
should
it's
have said that.
non-refundable,
He should have said it.
he should have. What did you think you were paying money for? If you get to have the whole thing back, what's in it for him if he takes it off the market for a day and doesn't rent it to anybody? How are you? He held it for you, even if it's a day, if it's 5 minutes, he held it for you. So he's doing his part. Why would you assume that a $300 deposit is refundable?
I mean, I feel like he should because I was respectfully honest with him. I told him if you do the repairs, I'll gladly move in.
I know, but I think that you did find a cheaper place that was ready, and that's why you moved somewhere else.
It was in better conditions. Even
Then that's fine. Then you found a
I
better
spoke to
place,
the officer
sweetheart.
as well.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do what's best for you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it shouldn't cost somebody else money when you do what's best for you. Okay? So you made a good decision. It's more within your budget. You like it better. Everything's great. The part that stinks is when you go to court and you sue him for $300 because you don't really have the right to have it back. You say he has to tell you it's non-refundable. I say you have no right to think a deposit is refundable unless it says refundable. Why would it be? He's holding the place for you. That's what he did in return for your $300. I hear what you're saying. Well, it was the next day. I don't know. He says it wasn't the next day. He says it was a week and a half, 2 weeks later. But either way, we have a bright line rule in the law. And when you're giving a deposit for somebody to take it off the market and they say, okay, I'm taking it off the market. I'm not gonna do anything to put it in the paper. I'm not gonna find another tenant. You're taking it. You give him the money, you're holding the place. That's what the money's for. You don't get to then say, well, I changed my mind and I want the money back. You don't. It's non-refundable. By default, the legal position is that it's non-refundable. So I find in favor of the defendant in this case. Good luck, folks.
The plaintiff has just learned that the deposit that you put down there,
Yes.
you have to realize and know that it's not refundable. So you with the program now?
I mean, yeah, I do, but I mean, I still think that he should have, kept his word as in fixing the place and not giving.
Well, he had a little bit more time. Maybe if you gave him the full amount of time, that he might have fixed everything.
Yeah, well, the next day I told him, I was like, I don't want the place, therefore I didn't waste his time. It's only one day. I mean.
Mm-hmm. One day, or as the judge said, even 5 minutes. Once that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that decision cost you $300 to leave that place and go to the one you have now.
Yeah, I'm happier now.
Right?
I mean, I don't got to deal with this guy no more.
All right, so it was a good decision all the way
Yeah.
around. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, head right down this way. All right, so come on in here and step next to me and tell me what do you think of this ruling?
Seriously, it's fair. Mm-hmm. It's very fair. Because I spent over $2,000 for the ceramic tile and change the window and so on. Yeah, mm-hmm. It's slowly, but I mean, progresses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So have you rented the place?
Somebody's met interested. They didn't give me deposit. So, but another sense is,
okay.
I get a CG from
okay, let's just leave it at that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, security deposits are not automatically non-refundable. You have to show that there's either, a problem where you lose money for rent or there's damage to the unit. In this case, the landlord can't just turn around and re-rent it, so the plaintiff is out of luck.